Boy, Mother Nature's really putting a damper on getting any work done on eBay and all that sort of stuff here. But we've got, I don't know, 4 to 6 inches of snow from last night, and it's coming down a lot. I just got done clearing out the driveway here. I'm gonna head down to my mother's, another 20-minute ride. That'll take about an hour or so. Come back up here. Probably have to do this again because we're expecting to get anywhere between 1 and 3 feet from now until New Year's Day. So that's awesome. Boy, I really need to get a tractor with like a snow blower and a plow on it for next year. This has been crazy. The truck's been running for probably an hour or so now. We had, yesterday it poured rain. All of this was gone. It was 42, 43 degrees. And then it went from 40, whatever it was, and down to like, I think 20 or the teens in a, I don't know, 6-hour period. So everything froze. And then the wind started picking up to like 35 plus mile an hour gusts. And somehow we didn't lose power. But yeah, this is what it's going to be doing here from now until I think the end of New Year's Day. So yesterday before the snow, this driveway is like 200 yards long. And it was a complete sheet of ice. You couldn't get it, you can get down it, but you weren't coming back up. So we actually had to call somebody with a truck with a salter on the back and have it salted because it was literally that bad. So the drive down into the city should be really enjoyable today. It is miserable outside. Got the scanner going because everyone's wrecking their cars, it seems. Get some more lights on in here. There are rollovers everywhere. There are cars in the ditch everywhere. And this has only just begun. This is great. So I don't know, this video is going to be more of a vlog style, it seems, because I don't have anything else going out. I already shipped all my stuff. It wasn't that exciting, but I did get a little USB thing in the mail so we can try to charge up this camera that I bought. It was the last one, the last two sold. This is the last digital camera I have that needed a charger, so we can see how it works. So let's get that hooked up and cross our fingers so we can get it listed today, hopefully. All right, let's see if this cable here works. So all I needed for this one was one of these cables, and you can see it's got that little end on it right there. I didn't have that, and I've got about 4,000 USB cables from all the crap I bought over the years. But for this camera, this is a, what is this? A Coolpix S6100. And the battery charges inside the camera. However, it's got 2 batteries. However, it needs this little guy right here and the cable to connect to it. And when I bought one of those, it's in the back, they're one of those acid test kits for gold. And I read the instructions. I didn't. It's acid, and I should have known better. I don't know if it'll show up, but my hands are yellow and it doesn't want to come off. So that's cool. Now when I pay for everything, I'm going to stores, I'm trying to hide it because it looks ridiculous. I don't know how it shows up on camera, but it looks pretty ridiculous. All right, let's plug this thing in and see what happens. I have no idea what this one is worth. I can't remember. I did look it up at some point, but let's see. We got a green light. That's good. A blinking green light, which means it's charging. So let's look it up quick. S6100. Nikon Coolpix. Hey, it's not bad. 120 free delivery. Let's see what it's actually selling for. I forgot what I paid for this. I can't even remember where I got this one from, to be honest. I've had it for a while. It came with a low pro bag, so it doesn't have the original Nikon bag. And I'm still using the, for my Osmo here, my Pocket 3, one of these. This came from the Private Pick house. It's blue, it's super old school. It looks awesome, and it fits all this stuff in here perfectly. Boy, this can't be right. A Coolpix S6100. Is that the same one? Yeah, 6100. December 29th, the last one sold for $164.95 plus shipping. Here's one that went for $149. Here's one for $108, $116. That's from Canada. $179.99. Buy it now. It doesn't say there's a best offer. I'll have to go into the, what do you call it there, and take a look. $129.99. I don't know. It's not terrible looking, this one. Well, I lied. It's got, it almost looks like someone had it on a tripod. You know what? You probably can't turn it on while it's charging. So let's turn it on. Unplug it and try. Battery exhausted. Well, it beeped. It did something. So let's let it sit here for a while. Charge up and hope for the best. I'm glad it's got 2 batteries, because now I just had to buy this like $5 cable, and I didn't have to buy the charger, battery, all in one thing, which, well, it's probably only about $4 more than that, so not terrible. There is another thing here. If any Rolex people know about, here, let me crack this open here. All right, well, it's a new day. You can probably tell because I'm wearing different clothes here, but I was going to start talking about the little upside down. Is it upside down? No, the little Rolex thing here that I have, and the camera started giving me some issues, and I said, forget it, let's just go outside and handle the snow, which I get to do again after this video. Since the day after Thanksgiving, we got our first storm. We've received, I think we were over 5 feet. We've definitely got to be at 6 feet of snow total so far, which is crazy. It's like double what we usually get by this time of year. But let's get into this little guy here. So this is a Rolex Crystal. It came out of an estate sale. This guy had lots of cool watch stuff, and it is actually acrylic. It is not sapphire. And you can see here, there's no cyclops on it for the magnification. And there's also no markings on it. So if any Rolex experts want to help me, chime in here, let me know how to authenticate this. I got to get my caliper out and measure the actual size of it. But what's interesting is right below where it says model, it says Swigert. And I'm thinking, is that, I'm thinking Jack Swigert, Apollo 13. I think Kevin Bacon played him in the Apollo 13 movie. So he wore a Rolex Pepsi GMT Master, the blue and the red bezel. But I don't know why it's in reference, if his name's written on here, if it's in reference to the watch he would have, type of watch he would have worn, or if it's just a coincidence and this person's name is Swigert, because his watch has the Cyclops on it. The GMT Masters had the magnifying thing on it, and this doesn't. So this actually goes to a Rolex Submariner without the date on it, and I think the Sea Dweller, some other models maybe too. But Rolex experts, if you want to chime in, let me know, because I think this could be worth some decent money. It's not sapphire, but I don't know, if somebody wants an older style acrylic, plastic or whatever, crystal, this could be, I don't know, it could be worth some money. But moving along here to some other stuff, the camera that I just talked about, I didn't ship it out yet, but that camera, little Nikon here, the Coolpix, sold. And the one battery was bad, so based on having only one battery and some scratches in it, I listed it for $129.99. I sent a 5% offer as soon as I got some washers, and it sold right away for a $123.49 plus shipping. Another thing that sold, this one actually just went out, so we don't have it to show you, but it was a Ford Taurus license plate. It says Taurus #1 in America. It went for $17 plus shipping. And this I'm sure you're all probably sick of, but I'm not, because they bring really good money. And I've been listing my inventory is slimming down, so I've been listing them a little bit higher every time I relist it. So this is the Lake Placid Olympics poster from 1980. And this one sold for $259.99 plus shipping. Some other cool pieces that sold. Another thing out of the private pick house that's already gone, but I'll put up a thing on the screen here. A General Electric Adventures in Science comic book, lot of 4 from the 50s. That sold for $19.99 plus shipping. I had some brake calipers that came off of, I got a bike, I think it was way up north. And it was a vintage 10-speed. Not really worth anything, but I pulled the brakes off of it because those were. And those sold for $19.99 plus shipping. What else? This is a 20-inch Founders Brewing Company metal tin sign. I got 3 of these out of an estate sale for very cheap. I think they were like $3 a piece. Slow sellers went for $23 plus shipping. The Beekman 1802 shampoo bar, fig leaf, hand cut, whatever, bunch of stuff in there. I don't know what that is. Either way, it sold for $15 plus shipping. Another thing that sold that I didn't talk about, I completely forgot. I had that John Deere toolbox that I picked up at it was an estate sale up north, $20, had a bunch of parts in it that actually have already paid for the toolbox. But that toolbox, I sent it out with, what do you call it, the signature required. So I insured it, signature required, and now it's at a pickup center somewhere, which hopefully that doesn't result in negative feedback because they tried to deliver it and the person obviously wasn't home to get it signed. But it's a John Deere toolbox, and it's sold for $349.99 plus shipping. All in, this buyer paid $427.68. So something you want to be on the lookout for, these John Deere toolboxes. And I would have never thought to pick it up if I hadn't been at an auction month or maybe a month before that, where it was all John Deere, everything. It was ridiculous, and people were paying thousands of dollars for these John Deere toys, toolboxes, all that. It was unbelievable, crazy money. So John Deere toolboxes, be on the lookout for those. What else we got? Let's see what else we got going on in the garage here. All right, one more quick thing here, and then we're gonna call it and get to work, get some snow out of the way so I can get home and get listed. Liquor bottles. Some liquor bottles can bring some big money. These don't bring big money, but they do sell. These are the Woodford Reserve Kentucky Derby. This one is from 146. So let's take a look quick. Let's see what these things are selling for, because I forgot I had these laying around. Kentucky. So let's type in Woodford Reserve. There it is, Kentucky Derby bottle. We'll type in 140. This is 146, and we've got 80 available. But none of them are this one, except like, oh my God, eBay's search results are terrible. Let's try putting quotes around the 146. We got 5. This is why your stuff doesn't sell, because nobody could find it buried in eBay's whatever they do with their searches. So 5 are available, 4 have sold. Lowest price on a bid was $32 plus shipping, and the other ones looks like $39.95, $49.95. So I'll list this one probably just a little bit lower than the lowest price so I can get it out of here. I don't know if the little hangy tag is going to help at all, but we'll give it a shot. And let's take a look at the 147. We'll search the same way too. So we'll type in 147, Woodford Reserve Kentucky Derby bottle 147. There's 80 of them. So what's your best guess? How many are actually 147 bottles? Let's put the quotes around that again. And we have 3. Very accurate search results on eBay. 2 have sold, $29.99 and $35. $35 one has a hanging tag, which I don't have on this bottle, but something you want to be on the lookout for. I mean, you could find them at estate sales if people collect them. I mean, how many estate sales have you been to where there's, full bars in their 1960s basements, and there's, bottles of, or there's old beer cans or something. Someone might have Derby bottles laying around, because the older ones can go for up to $150 or more. If you know someone that works in a bar and you see that they have, when the Derby's going on, they'll have the newer versions of these in the bar. Be like, listen, when you're done with these, save them, set them aside. I'll give you $5 a piece for them, because who knows, bars could get tons of these things. Depending on where you live. So be on the lookout for liquor bottles, empty, obviously. Some of the absolute ones can bring some good money, but we're gonna call it for this video now. I'm gonna get to work and remove snow again. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.